All right, people, long overdue, and the first video I made actually got taken down, but today we're doing a review on Echovision Dethroner. Full disclosure up front, I know I'm the owner of Echovision, and I worked closely with him in the development of some of his products, even the setup of his company. He used to be an ambassador for UXO Supplements, so it only felt right that I helped him with the launch of his company. I just didn't want there to be any, buddy saying, hey, this is a rigged review, whatever the case may be. But Dethroner is definitely a unique formula. It's an industry disruptor because of all the ingredients he's put in here, and that's why he's gotten so much focus. He's gotten heat from competitors. He's gotten heat from some reviewers who probably should have done more digging. But a lot of them said this formula couldn't be true. Number one, because of how much VasoDrive AP he put in the formula. So for example, M put 1 gram of VasoDrive AP. One well-known reviewer in the industry actually said, no, I know it's bullshit because nobody puts 1 gram of VasoDrive AP in their formula, so I don't trust what's on this label. But that's why M did it. M put 1 gram of VasoDrive AP in the formula because nobody else has done that. Now, the other thing was the call outs on, hey, I know how expensive this formula would be to make, and there's no way he's making it and selling it for that much. Well, M works on pretty slim margins. Like, he has no overhead. He doesn't have a warehouse. He's just starting out, but he wants to make formulas that are unique and that are, sought after by people. And one of the ways he did that was creating this product here that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trademarked ingredients, which trademarked ingredients you pay anywhere upwards of 15x for a trademarked ingredient as compared to its generic ingredient. And you do that because you know where the ingredient's sourced. It's consistently the same. It comes with a certificate of analysis. So right now, Dethroner is on the site for $72. Of course, there are probably some codes out there that you can use, which will bring the price down. But let's jump into the review. So the formula itself, it's not a huge scoop considering all the ingredients that are in here, but you have 22 gram scoop, 20 servings per container. But man, there's so much in here. So you get 9 grams of citrulline malate in a 2-to-1 ratio, which means you're getting 2 parts citrulline at 6 grams and 3 grams of it being the malic acid attachment. Now, why that's important, it's different from pure citrulline. So just know that. So you got your 6 grams of citrulline, which is your pump-based ingredient. So that's what's going to improve nitric oxide production. It, relaxes your veins, allowing for more blood flow, for more nutrient delivery, to the muscles when they need it the most. But by adding the malic acid attachment, you actually gain some cellular energy out of it, as well as some strength benefits from that ingredient. But that's a healthy dose. And normally you're going to see citrulline malate in a formula at 6 grams in a 2-to-1 ratio. So you're getting by far more with this blend right here. Now he gives you HydroPrime glycerol, 65%. Now, HydroPrime is a more stabilized version of glycerol. Glycerol works on a different avenue than that of citrulline. So whereas citrulline increases nitric oxide, improves blood flow, relaxes the arteries, things of that nature, HydroPrime actually sends more water, more fluids into the muscles, giving them that fuller look. But the more you can keep your muscles hydrated, the more performance you're going to get out of them. Now, a lot of people don't like glycerol because it is a chalky ingredient. It makes your pre-workout, the texture of it chalky, and it makes it very thick. But it's an amazing pump ingredient. And there's also studies out there that show that glycerol helps with building your anaerobic capacity. So think about endurance, things of that nature. You're going to see an improvement from that. Now they give you 1.5 grams of nitrosigine. I'm a huge fan of nitrosigine. So this is a stabilized version, or basically it's, here, I'm just going to read it. It's an inositol stabilized arginine silicate. So they attach silicate molecules to the nitrosigine. But here's the thing. So nitrosigine, 1.5 grams of it is equivalent to 6 grams of pure citrulline. So think of it as you're putting another 6 grams of pure citrulline in the formula from a pump aspect. They attack the same avenues. So nitrosigine works on the same pump pathway as that of citrulline. So they work in unison together. But nitrosigine has several other key benefits. Number one, it's been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier, so it improves focus and attention, which is going to help get you dialed in the gym. The second piece is it increases blood arginine levels for up to 6 hours. Now, that means that, yeah, blood arginine levels increase. That's, again, more nutrients being brought to the muscles, which is going to improve pump. but since it lasts for 6 hours, now you're talking about recovery benefits well beyond your workout. So I'm a huge fan of Nitrosigine. He gives you 1.5 grams of taurine, which is great osmolyte, great for muscle hydration, great for strength. You get 1 gram of coconut water powder. Now, again, great. Coconut water powder is loaded with antioxidants, which is going to help you with reducing oxidative stress. And as well as that, it's also another great hydration ingredient. Especially if you're putting a lot of work in the gym, you want more hydration. Going down the list, you have VasoDrive AP, which we already talked about. It's a casein hydrolysate. It's the most researched tripeptide out on the market today. But again, what VasoDrive is known for is relaxing the arteries, relaxing the blood veins, blood vessels, allowing for more blood flow, more nutrient delivery. VasoDrive AP is amazing. I love the ingredient. There's also additional recovery benefits you get from it. Now, the clinical dose for VasoDrive AP was 508 milligrams, and I think because it's a costly ingredient, they lowered it from 508 to 288, and people started buying more of it. So you're going to see some formulas that have it in there at 288 because that's technically what the claim is by VasoDrive AP, but the original claim was set at 508 milligrams. So like that's what we use in our pump action. M's gone well beyond that and gives you a full gram of VasoDrive AP, which you're not going to find in anybody else's formula out on the market today. He gives you pine bark in here. It's pine bark extract, 95%. Now, the big benefit with pine bark is its ability to increase nitric oxide production. So some people will probably say that, you know, there is some overlap here with some of the ingredients because pine bark 95% is going to have the same benefit that you're going to find in S7 and several other ingredients in this formula. Now they give you 500 milligrams of pink Himalayan sea salt, which I'm surprised I don't taste it as much, especially with that big of a dose. We played around with 500 milligrams of pink Himalayan salt and what would have been our stim-free Send It, and honestly, it was just overpowering where it ruined the taste. 500 milligrams though, that's a good healthy dose of sodium chloride as pink Himalayan sea salt, which is going to help you with nutrient retention, especially if you're sweating in the gym, you're doing high intensity work. The sweat is actually you're losing minerals, you're losing important nutrients that your body needs. So by keeping that extra sea salt on board, or that pink Himalayan sea salt, you're able to retain much of those minerals. Sea salt isn't just sodium, right? It contains a host of other important minerals and things like that. Now, M also gives you 500 milligrams of L-ornithine, which is, obviously it's an amino, but 500 milligrams is great for endurance. Plenty of studies out there show that ornithine can help with reducing fatigue, muscle onset soreness, and improve athletic performance and overall endurance. Now, he also gives you a brand new ingredient, at least new to me, Sulfalo 6, which is a green tea leaf extract. Now, again, you're going to find green tea extract in here as well in the S7. But this one goes through a double extraction process, and it claims that it can not only improve endurance, that it helps support immune system. It's loaded with antioxidants, so it fights off oxidative stress. But it's been shown to increase cellular energy, improve cardiovascular health, and also metabolism support. So there is some weight management benefits to this formula as well. Next, we have AlphaSize GPC 50% at 300 milligrams. So 300 milligrams is the bare minimum I like to see in formulas. With this being the trademark version AlphaSize, 300 milligrams is about the bare minimum where you start to experience the dialed in focus effect. Now, if you get up to 600 milligrams per serving, then you actually start to see some growth hormone response, and you'll actually see improvements in performance, endurance, things of that nature. But I know what he's looking at going for with this at the 300 milligrams. He wants that dialed in focus, and Alpha GPC is one of the best focus ingredients out on the market. That's why it's so expensive. He included another new ingredient, RhodioPrime, which is the trademark version of rhodiola, but this one acts more as an adaptogen, which I'm pretty interested in. But it regulates various neurotransmitters and hormones in the body, so it helps your body actually adapt to stress, both physical and mental. And it's been proven to reduce stress levels, like help with anxiety, reduce cortisol levels. So I think of this in comparison to that of like KSM 66, which seems to be catching a lot of hate as of late. But for someone that's like allergic to mushrooms or can't take mushrooms, then this is a great alternative. And while I've never used it by itself, I'm really excited to give this one a shot in comparison to that of ashwagandha KSM 66. And if you find yourself needing more energy, but you don't like the effects that you get from stems, M also included Enxtra in here at 300 milligrams. Now this ingredient's really unique because it's been DNA authenticated and it's been proven to boost energy levels, but it's a stim-free ingredient. So you don't have the metabolizing effect, you don't have the increased heart rate that you would experience from taking caffeine or other stimulant products, but it increases your energy levels. They're both safe and effective. So another new ingredient I'm super excited to try out. Now you stack that with 250 milligrams of caffeine, which for me is the sweet spot. I don't like the heavy stims. 250 milligrams of caffeine is below the point where you start to experience vasoconstriction. And when I go well above that, you know, and I hit the 300 mark, that's where I start to actually experience anxiety in the gym, almost like that tension, which becomes counterproductive to my lift because it's almost distracting when I'm in the gym. Now M gives you another new ingredient called FitNox, which is basically, it's a blend of leaf extracts it looks like, but reading through it, at 250 milligrams, it claims that it can boost your nitric oxide production by up to 336%. Now this is where I will side with some of the other naysayers on this formula and say that there is a little bit of overlap, and I'm not sure if you're gonna see the benefits of FitNox, which is claiming to boost nitric oxide production by 336%, when you already have S7 in the formula, which is another blend of tea extracts. It's got green tea extract, green coffee bean extract, turmeric extract, tart cherry, blueberry, broccoli, kale. But now, you know, this ingredient claims to boost nitric oxide levels by 230%. So at some point, you start to hit that cap of what your body's even capable of producing. So I'm sure the pump on this is amazing, but I don't know if I would have put both of those ingredients in there because I'm sure they're not cheap, and I feel like they're going to overlap and basically almost conflict with one another. Now they give you 200 milligrams of theobromine in here as well, and obviously we use theobromine and send it, and I love it because it's more of a focus ingredient. It is a form of a stimulant ingredient too, but it also counteracts the effects of caffeine. So for people who experience jitters, or maybe you've had a crash from overusage of caffeine, the theobromine kind of levels that out so you don't have to worry about it. Now M also gives you ElevATP in here, which is H and peat extract and apple extract at 150 milligrams. And obviously this is an organic ingredient, but this trademark on it claims that it will actually increase your ATP levels. So thinking of something similar to using creatine, and that's one of the main benefits. Like creatine helps with strength and explosiveness. It also helps with recovery, but it does so by increasing your body's storage of ATP and utilizing that. So ATP is your body's raw source of energy. This claims to do the same thing. It would be interesting to see like how this would stack up against something like creatine. And obviously by increasing your levels of ATP, that's going to help you with improved strength, improved power, performance, resistance training, and ultimately recovery as well. M also gives you Senactiv in the formula at 150 milligrams, and Senactiv is another unique ingredient. It's found in a lot of Ghost Lifestyles products. Similar to that of ElevATP, it does help with the increased production of ATP within the body, but it also helps with pure cellular energy. Now, the thing that I like is the claim, as it shows here on the website, it's been shown in human clinical studies that it can actually promote the removal of old cells and replenish with new healthy muscle cells. And that's important because obviously if you're familiar with oxidative stress, as cells get worn down and they go under oxidative stress, that's what causes major health problems. It starts at the cellular level. So being able to replenish older damaged cells with new healthier cells promotes healthier lifestyle for everybody taking it. You have S7 in here at 100 milligrams, which we already touched on, and 100 milligrams of CognatIQ, which is formerly known as Neurofactor. I love this ingredient. It's a form of coffee Arabica beans, and the extract, the way it works is it basically, you consume it, and increases your BDNF, which is your brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And these are basic proteins in the brain that causes them to fire more frequently and more efficiently, which is going to lead to more dialed in focus in the gym, which is going to help you with the mind-muscle connection so you don't allow other muscle groups to take over when you're trying to focus on one singular muscle group. And then he gives you 50 milligrams of estrogen, which is basically a double dose and that's going to help with the absorption of all the ingredients. I'm not sure if he really needed to go double dose on this. He may have had to because of how many raw ingredients he has in here. So that is Dethroner as a whole. Now my big thing is I like to feel my pre-workout kick in, and with this having 250 milligrams of caffeine, we always get hit on it too, that people don't really feel the caffeine kick and send it, and that's more for like the stim junkies, but I still like to feel my pre-workout kick in. So I like a beta alanine or something like that in my formula where I know it kicks in, it's time to go to work, I get the tingles, whatever the case may be. So for those of you who do not like tingles, that's another benefit of going the Dethroner route. M does not have any beta alanine in here, so you're not going to experience those tingles, and you really have to focus on the pump and performance, like what type of PRs are you setting in the gym? What's your pump like? Because that's going to be the main experience from this pre-workout here. Now the main things that are holding this back, like yes, it has a ton of ingredients. I feel like there is some overlap, but obviously the price brings the score down. The value for what you get from this formula is significant, and that brings the score back up. Overall, I scored this a 9.2 out of 10 on my TikTok channel, and it's definitely a pre-workout I take, but it's not a daily driver just because of the cost. So there's other formulas out on the market that still give you trademarked ingredients that are more cost effective that you could use on a daily basis, but I'm gonna keep this one in my lineup. I've had great workouts on this formula, and have definitely seen some performance improvements from taking it. So EcoVision Dethroner will remain in my lineup of pre's, and that's even with me owning my own supplement company. Like I could take it, send it daily at honestly no charge. I'm gonna choose to add this to my lineup and make that payment to keep it going. This is an industry disruptor. That's why people are all up in arms about it, because of what M's doing. But look at how fast M has grown. Within the first 3 or 4 months of starting his business, he's already eclipsed over $1 million in sales. So there's definitely some traction. There's definitely some momentum behind this product. So definitely check it out. So go to his website, check it out. Look for some coupon codes if you want to save a little bit of money, but great overall formula. Now the texture and the flavoring on it, I would say are mediocre, right? Like the flavors are okay, they're decent, they're not bad. They're not bad like I would expect, especially containing, especially with it containing 2 grams of glycerol. I thought it was gonna be super chalky, and it does have that chalky texture to it, but flavoring's decent. If you are a texture snob, which we've seen, and you need your powder to mix up and you just want it to be no powder, it's just gotta be pure liquid, I don't think this is gonna work out for you. But if you're willing to look past that for performance and endurance in the gym, then dude, give this formula a shot. But drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think of Dethroner, if you've tried it, if you're going to give it a try, what you think of the price. I just love hearing you guys' thoughts. Please like, subscribe to the channel for more great content. Thank you guys.